Hey guys, welcome back. This is Bubbleknight here. Welcome to the letter part 15, where Rebecca smacks the shit out of Luke. I actually enjoyed it, but as you know from the last episode, both these choices actually lowered the relationship with Luke. But the one lowers the least is shouting for help. Honestly, I want to hit him where it hurts, but for the goodness of, complete the story in good ending, I'm gonna shout for help.
Let me go, you uncouth lout!
Or else what?
I'll scream.
What the heck is that? I laughed. The resident think that rankles on my temper more that it has any right to. It is if he knows I can't do anything, or he's above any authority that exists in the city. Confident he can get away with anything. The gall of this man. I'd like to punch him right now if I can.
Nice try, lady. Why don't you drop the book first? You could kill people with that, you know.
Fat chance.
Oh no, that attitude won't do, Daisy. Here, let's try that again, like the proper adults we both are. Drop the bloody fucking book.
No.
And then what? If you're assuming I'm...
Then we'll have a nice conversation over a cuppa. Establish why you're attacking a poor, innocent stranger with a deadly weapon. And maybe weave in an apology or two for the offended party afterwards. I'm the offended party here, by the way. My brain hasn't returned to its rightful place yet, in case you're wondering.
Innocent! Don't play dumb! I heard what you were trying to do with that girl. Just because she isn't my student yet doesn't mean I don't have a role in protecting that child's innocence.
Protecting the what of who? Why would you... Oh no.
The span of a second, the expression on his face changed faster than anyone's capable of, from pure confusion to sudden realization, before finally deciding on the face of utter mortification. He's quick to drop his hold on my face afterwards. On my hand! Oh my god! Like he's been holding a piping hot object and has just realized it's his hand all along. He's far from a decent person, but he actually might make a good money doing comedy. The look on his face when he started babbling his excuses was almost priceless.
No, this kid's... Alright, lady, look, it's all a misunderstanding.
My tone can't go any flatter than the one I have right now.
Right. Somebody help me!
He's placing a hand on my mouth before I spill the rest of it, and all at once I cut off between trying to stop him from smothering me and keep his dirty hands off of me. But even if my nail dig deeper in his wrist, he doesn't appear to have any intention of letting me go. Being loud works, however. Soon they jump practically every customer seated in a small establishment on us. I shoot them an imploring look, hoping one of them will have the sense to help. The sleaze, however, is fast enough to flash them all an embarrassing smile.
Haha! This lady's having such a bad day! Poor girl's just been through so much today! Nothing to see here, go on with your dinner.
Oh god. Bad day? Even if this were friendly chat, I wouldn't have touched you with a 10-feet pole, much like I share in my problem with you. Blighter, you're my problem. I want to blurt it out, but a hand covering my mouth and in my lung, rapidly losing air. I bite down his head. Hard. It works!
Ow!
He yells, jerking his hand away from my face, stepping back to put as much distance as he can between us while nursing his injured hand against his chest and muttering a string of very creative set of impletives. Tear has formed in the corner of his eye from the pain, and a small laughter almost leaves me. To be frank, he gives the expression of kick puppy with a glare he shoots me. A puppy I'm less inclined to feel sorry about.
I warned you, you ass!
Oh, I clicked too fast. Sorry guys.
Why you... This is harassment, I'm telling you! Harassment!
Then why don't you tell that to the police once they get here,
You despicable! Whatever you're assuming I am, I'll have you know it's all in your head. None of it's true. You best have that pretty brain of yours checked before that gets worse. What is wrong with you? Is this the face of someone who'd do anything suspicious?
Oh? You don't think a stranger luring an innocent child with promises of sweets before whisking them away from their parents doesn't warrant any suspicion? You have a very funny definition of suspicious, asshole. Maybe you're the one who should have that head of yours checked.
Kid asked me to buy her sweets. You're the one who's suspicious here. I'll have you know, I have a wife.
What does that have to be doing anything? That much at least appeared to be silver truth of it. He even makes a show to brandish to his left to my face with a much flourish. Sure enough, wedding rings there. All that earned him some impressive glare from me. Immediately, a small part of me started to feel sorry for whatever poor woman married to this sod. I don't understand why he has to bring her up either, as if the mention of her alone would magically present a solution to his problems. He must truly be a remarkable woman if she can handle a dirtbag like him.
And even my wife of all people in this bloody city, has never, I'm telling you, accused me of such a scandalous thing! You crazy woman!
You crazy woman! It's definitely not English.
Married or not, you're still a sleaze. Honestly, I feel...
Or it could be a British.
Miss Pink, why are you fighting with my teal?
Whatever words still left to be said here dies on my tongue. The same thing goes for the sleaze. Besides us, Kylie, gawking at us with the same curious stare as she often brings with her. I know that look all too well. A precocious child through and through. She doesn't say anything further. Her gaze simply moved between us, eyeing both of us carefully, clearly anticipating an answer. From my experience, when it gets like this with child her age, it's a sure sign they won't leave you until you have given them the answer they're satisfied with. Lying won't do either. It has dissolved into a shouting match, for heaven's sake. And did she just say teal? Something fell straight into my pit of my stomach at that. But my tone was gentle when I finally addressed her, void of any apprehension of what might be the first hint of embarrassment. I pointedly ignored the letter. It can be very well just be the hunger speaking.
Kylie, sweetie, do you know this oaf?
Yeah, he's Teal Luke.
What the heck is teal? Right at the moment, my brain stops. Every line of thought, every argument I still have against the man beside me dissipates in a haze. Amidst of all of it, the one memory gets triggered from a few days ago.
Tio? The one you mentioned before? The uncle? The guy Rowan wanted to impress? Or was that a dare? I'm sorry, I can't recall. Is it the one who promised he'll take Big Brother someplace cool?
Yeah, the one and the same. Don't you know who he is?
Sure as hell don't, darling. Because if I do, I wouldn't have let everything I said earlier come out of my mouth.
He's my Teal Luke. Gazillionaire extraordinaire, am I? No, the fairy godfather.
He's your godfather. That's nice.
The one and only. Did I get that right, Teal?
More than right, sweetheart. I'm sure Miss Pink here understood everything you said quite perfectly.
Oh, now he's just pushing it. Whatever it is that landed at the bottom of my stomach prior has shot straight to my face and stayed there. The horror from it slowly spreading up to my cheeks, coloring my face in almost the same shade as my hair. If only the earth was swallowing me whole right here and now. His eyes are on me, I can feel them, jeering, mocking. I can't even bring myself to look at him. What's in there? Amusement? I doubt it. He's probably having the time of his life right now. But I know I can hear his sneering his tone alone when he talks. He has that smug grin on him, which I may or may not want to punch off his face at the present, just for the hell of it. But damage control. I need to do some damage control before this whole thing goes south. Oh god, apologize to Luke, apologize to Kylie. So, I'm gonna apologize to Luke for the sake of completing this game on a good ending. Damn, but I really don't want it to. If it was me in a real life situation, I probably would apologize to Kylie. Alright, Luke, you wait this time. Let me check. Alright, oh, that jumps out a bunch. Holy crap. Though it pays me to apologize to sleaze back like him, this is my mistake. With Kylie washouts close by, I don't want to set a bad example for her, do I? I'm surprised she grew up the child she is. If anything, I want to be the role model this man couldn't possibly become from her. Even it meant taking a few blows to my ego and stroking his insufferable one. A deep gulp of air and a short moment to swallow my self-respect, then I'm facing him. The words are on my mouth in a single breath.
I'm really, really sorry, sir. I had no idea.
The smirk is impossible to miss. He's not making an effort to hide it, and even if a smile is so irritatingly present in his tone, if I could slap it all of it, I'll do it in a heartbeat.
Now, it's an honest mistake, Daisy.
No, I really mean it. I actually thought you were... And then...
It's fine now. It probably happens quite a lot to a few people who look suspicious to you. Seems I'm one of them now. But don't lose sleep over it. Do be careful with that book, though. A little more and you would have dislodged my poor brain off my head. What would I ever do if that happens?
You know, I don't really care. You deserve it.
Oh no! Did it leave a mark or anything? If you want, we can have it checked. I'll handle the expenses if there's a need for it.
Now, what kind of man would I be if I let an attractive woman such as yourself do that? Why don't we just look at it this way?
Oh shit, I really don't want to end up like Luke sleeping with Rebecca. I really don't want to do that.
My forgiveness is coming from the utter goodness of my heart.
Really? So full of himself. Exactly the kind of person I would happily leave to die in a ditch somewhere.
Of course, sir. Why didn't I think of it that way?
I know, right? But even someone as capable as you is bound to have a few lapses. No harm done, Daisy. Let's move on from this.
Well, if you're going to put it like that, then I guess there's nothing left for us to talk about.
I figured as much.
Awkward. The whole exchange is nothing but an awkward display of fake pleasantries. On one that brings much agony to the very prime willing held back a while ago. I might need a drink later, so I can forget any of this ever happened. Who would have thought the time would come when I meet someone tougher to handle than Isabella? Miracles of miracles, I swear. Though, to my surprise, he proffers me a hand shortly before they leave. For a shake, I realized after a long minute of staring at it, I accepted a bit half-heartedly, but all the goodwill that a small gesture represents melts in the thin air when he winks at me. Winks! The god of this man! However, there's no moment to ponder about it. Seconds later, the guy at the counter waves at me over and hands me a paper bag as soon as I paid. He offers me another smile before I leave. Normally I return simply for the sake of returning it, or I don't at all, with the latter happening more commonly. For the time being, I do so freely. After that encounter with the scene we caused, seeing a friendly gesture from being extended to me, a bit from the person I barely know on a personal level, it feels like reassurance, despite bearing no promise of better days. I take what little I can of it with me as I step into the night. The cloudless night greets me when I walk out the cafe. Beyond the tall buildings, a blanket of stars spreads all before me. Isabella once told me the best place to view is some place outside the city, away from the noise and the obtrusive lights. She has seen it once in her mom's hometown, or another time in the university she used to attend. Then she asked if it's possible to try it out here sometime. I agreed with her at the time, if only because she appeared excited at the mere prospect of it. We made those little plans along with Zachary and Ashton. Though, up until now, we never got around it. Even so, I find myself enjoying this, despite being told it's only half the experience. Little things, you know, stuff you learn to appreciate when you're alone. Because at certain times, you get to meet people who are unfortunately born with innate talent to ruin the mood, and the scene with their mere existence alone. For example, the very drive of the car fast approaching my direction. Luckily, he doesn't notice me, but the fleeting moment we pass each other by gives me a brief glance of people he's with. Oh shit! Kylie sitting on the backseat with a serving of bread pudding on her head. Okay, I gotta take a look at this. So Kylie is on the back. The driver's seat on the right. So is this like British? This must be like Canadian or British or Canada. I don't know. And beside him, it must be his wife. Yeah, that's his wife. He takes a turn and disappears at the nearest corner. But the thought of the night, the cursory glimpse, all of the things to bother me, has left me wondering what kind of person his wife is. And more than that, a silent prayer to the universe. I hope I don't ever cross paths with that douche again. After having such an eventful day, anyone would think nothing will surprise me anymore. But here I am, standing at the top of the stairwell, watching an odd scene unfold before me. Relief crosses my mind first, followed by confusion.
What is she doing there?
Although, given that what happened this morning, the question feels appropriate to ask directly. What's important is Isabella's here. She is sitting cross-legged in the hallway, just right in front of her room. Several paper and folders scattering about. Each of them seem as important as the next. More than once, after giving it a quick scan, I spot Bright Realty logo at the topmost area of the pages. Everything concerned to it looks like a mess made by the third grader working on the crunch time. The landlady have a few things to say about this when she finds out. I have a few things to say about this myself, in fact. But something in the calm, focused manner she holds herself at present keeps me from disturbing her with that reminder. She's going through each paper with intensity. Her brows are furrowed, lips in a tight line, both hands moving in a precise movement as she shifts through each sheet. When she finds something of note, she moves closer, nosing, almost touching whatever paper she's holding, and grabs her phone to call someone.
Hello. Sorry to call you this late. There's something I just want to confirm, if that's okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Thanks anyway. Not that one either.
It's a cycle. She goes through call after call. And then, after the last call ends, she shuffles through the pile again and dials another number. Is it work? I've never seen this engrossed with her own work before. Otherwise, she would have noticed my presence the moment I reached my art floor. After the 9th call, she still appears oblivious to us when I'm arrived. When she lets out a loud sign this time, I may take it as an opportunity to interrupt.
Isabella, you know the house rules here.
At once, her head jerks back and hits the concrete wall behind her with a thump. That's the Isabella I know. Glad it's still there. I allow her the moment to nurse it before speaking again.
Becca, you're late!
Yeah, I ran into a little trouble at the cafe. But I brought food for the two of us, if you haven't eaten anything yet.
As anticipated, she grins once I raise the bag of food I'm holding. Yet it doesn't reach her eyes. There's something in the cheerful glint in it this time. It's just a hollow tone for the sake of being polite. Ashton's right. Something's happened.
Yeah, maybe later. I've gotta finish this first. Just leave it here. I'll eat it once I'm done. Thanks, Becca.
You can't eat this here. You know how the landlady would react. Why are you even working outside? Your room's right there.
I know. Sorry. It just feels stuffy in my apartment right now. I'll go back inside once everything's been aired out. I promise.
That has never bothered you before.
Well, it bothers me now.
Oh, really? Just now? I find that hard to believe.
Yeah? Shouldn't you be happy? I mean, you've been complaining even if it's not your room. Now I know how you're feeling when it's messy, so I'm going to clean. Isn't that a good thing?
In spite of what was supposed to be a good news, and the exhale come from me, drowned out and slow.
It's a good thing, Isabella. Believe me. But you're as bad as Zachary at lying. What's really going on?
She hastily averts her eyes. A surefire indicator this is going to be one of those lengthy conversations that can possibly end with the other person angry. Again, it's one thing I like to avoid tonight at all costs. Still, I made a promise to Ash and Zachary. If she didn't talk to him, who else she's going to talk to? If she keeps this all to herself, who knows what might happen?
Isabella, you can tell me. Is it about your family?
A slight movement of her lips. Although a frown, it's a reaction at least. I'm getting there.
Rose?
She merely shakes her head. Just a little more.
Come on, I know something happened. I don't know if it's because of Rose, but I know it's related to her somehow. You weren't here when I visited this morning, and both Zachary and Ashton are worried about you. If you don't want to tell them, you can tell me. Does it have something to do with work? Office?
Possibly. If I didn't know her, I might have missed it. She shifts then, her fist clenching tight and teeth biting on her lower lip. And there's fear. The looks of terror in her is the last thing I expect to see out of everything. Her mouth trembles briefly before she opens them. When she finally voices it out, the words simply spill out her mouth, one after another. All of it. True to what I promised her, I listen. Because this is something she's been keeping to herself, even from those two most dependable person I know. The fact she chooses to tell me, this speaks a lot to
Becca,
me.
she was there again. Last night? In the office? Boss passed me all of Rose's workload yesterday. For the Ermengarde Mansion. I had to stay late to finish them all. And then, when I was about to go home, I saw her. I saw her again. She was standing in front of me again last night, Becca. I couldn't get away. She was blocking the door. If I hadn't hidden myself, even if I made the tiniest noise, if she found me.
Oh god, so it is like this is like not just imaginary, like she can actually chokehold someone, like manifest itself to a physical plane. Okay.
Becca, she almost did. If she saw me under my table, I think that would have been the end of it.
So appears the ghost cannot see through objects. That's weird. Huh.
I'm scared. I'm so scared I won't be able to do anything.
By the end, her hands are trembling and her breathing comes out in the rasping intervals. For a long moment, I let a silence stretch out between us, let her sobs fill in instead. But even as her soft whimper dies down minutes later, this heaviness hanging in the air. Not just from her, but also from me. From my exasperation over this whole matter. From my own frustration over her stupid superstitions? When she could do us all a favor and grow a backbone. She may be young, but she's no longer that young. It's about time to put an end to this. She can't keep going like this. Unlike this, she's got plenty of years to live out. And what if she goes home? What if she's no longer there to keep her fears in line with what's real? What would she do then? I'm more afraid for her. For what kind of imagination will do for her than what some imaginary monster could. With the manner she's looking at me right now, there's expectation in it, a hope, a plea, sewed together. She wants me to bleed her this time. If it's like that, then what am I supposed to say now? Okay, so we are going to save. And okay, so we like to sort of believe her, just make it feel better, right? So is that what you can come last night? This again? I'm gonna go with the top. Alright, cool. Okay, we're on the right path. As much as I want to set her straight this time, a repentment isn't what she needs right now. With the pulty face she's giving me, I doubt even in well if I push it. I know her. When she wants to be stubborn, she is stubborn. But there are moments where she can be. This story uses the weirdest words. Equine too. Times when she was more accepting of what I tell her, despite her inclination to disagree with it. That talk can wait. In the meantime, I'll be the ear that listens to her without judging her, without criticizing her, despite my own opinion on it.
You should have called me.
She stared at me. What? She stared at me like I've grown another head, and left to slip out before I can stop myself.
There? I can't do that! What will you do? Hit her with a book? You'll be dead before that happens. And
That isn't what I'm talking about. After you got out, you should have phoned me. You didn't have to go to Zachary's.
The corner of her mouth curls up, a sheepish smile. My general definition, this is Isabella. Her smiles are never half-hearted, never lacks her high spirit. In spite of this, I know everything is going to be okay. Somehow. After all, she's learned how to pick herself up a long time ago. Long before we met.
oh, yeah. Sorry. I don't even remember how I ended up in Zach's place. I was in a hurry to get out of the office, and it was already late.
How did you get out?
Besides, I don't really think you'll believe me if I wake you up over something like that.
That's beside the point. True or not, there are people who will always be concerned about you. There's Zachary, but he's the first person you went to, and you didn't tell him anything. You just slept there. There's Ashton too, and me. But how do you think I'll be able to explain to your aunt or your family if you suddenly disappeared? Think about that.
Well, I'm sort of glad she didn't went to Ashton's. That'll make her really pissed off.
Right. I'll remember that next time.
Then she grins, playful and mischievous. A preamble of old banter. It's still not quite there. Still not quite her usual self, but with it, I know we're bound to get her back soon.
Mom.
I told you not to call me that.
I set an elbow to her side for added measure, but when laughter followed the familiar gesture, none of it is unexpected. This is what's comfortable. This is how we've been equal ground despite our stark difference. So, for the moment, I accept things as they are. Afterwards, a hush stretched out before us. For Isabella, this is rare. This isn't her. Yet at this moment, as she fiddles with the edge of another paper near her, as she hugs her knee close to herself and let a patient expressive linger on her, it feels strangely fitting. As if this were where everything's supposed to lead to it if we're allowed it a long time ago. Damn, just adding words to a sentence. Seconds later, the moment was broken by the sound of the door easy open and a voice begging some little piece.
How many times have I told you girls not to loiter around the hallway? It's noisy. Some people here are trying to sleep. Quiet down or go do your talking inside. I'm pinning a memo to your door the next time this happens. Millennials.
Sorry, we won't do it again.
You'd better.
The door closes and Isabella started gathering the mess she's made, carefully stacking them all in her arm. At a loss of what to do, I picked them up for the first time I get close to look at it. Completely unintentional, of course, but it catches my attention nevertheless, and a confused frown makes its way to my face. Why is she looking through this? I look to her for explanation, but she merely ignores a question in my eyes. Takes the paper off my hand and finishes cleaning up. The last paper she puts on top is a letter. The one she supposedly found to mention and what's probably the root cause of all this odd behavior. I shoot her a question look for that too, but all she gives me is a smile, in a halting tone, so completely unlike her.
Becca, I'll find a way out of this. You guys don't have to worry about me. Anyways, I should go. I'll see you later.
Where are you going?
Getting myself some food. Don't wait for me.
What? Isabel walks away before I can stop her. Before I can remind her I brought food enough for the two of us. She quickly disappeared down the stairway while I'm left standing in the empty hallway, holding 2 bags of takeout. One of them will go uneaten tonight, just an innocent passing thought. One that I don't dwell as much as I head back to my room. I ignore all of it in the same way I assume I won't ever encounter that douche again. Well, now we know she's gonna encounter the douche again. The brief lull the past 2 days has offered its nice while it lasted. Or as nice as it can get with worries of Isabella whereabouts creeping up to me every now and then. She hasn't shown up after and last talk we had in the hallway. The dinner I had brought had since been given to a different neighbor before it spoils. By all means, there shouldn't be anything to lose our sleep over. She's gone on work trips before, usually a day or two. This might simply be one of those. Although it's often with a message saying exactly where. But the door note says she's ended up our last chat with that nose.
Like an ugly premonition.
As expected, just as things started to settle, an insanely rhythm finally wormed its way back to my routine. Thursday morning brings further disturbance to the now calm waters. With little ceremony though, still enough to pipe through everything. In retrospect, I really should have seen this coming. Luxmore is a small city, relatively speaking. Compared to, say, London or Glasgow, it's nothing but a tiny mass of land boasting a mere population of 68,000. But those numbers alone are nothing to be scoffed off as standing in a busy street. And if you pay close enough attention, faces taking the crosswalk or riding the subway will soon grow familiar. How unfortunate that out of that number, it has to be the teal fucking looker counted more than once.
Oh, you know, a few problems popping up here and there that the agents failed to tell us somehow. Nothing a few hired hands can't fix, of course. I would have preferred a place near the city and something that's new to save us all the trouble, but darling wife insisted. Who am I to say no?
Ah, are you kidding me?
Yup. A smug head is the first thing I see upon returning to the hall. Despite the small crowd of parents and students gathered at the corridor for primary career day. Oh god, I really should take my medicine. It's not that he stands out. He's pretty unremarkable at first glance, frankly. However, it's that his countenance that draws people's eyes to him. The manners he carries out with all the confidence in the world. His mere presence dwarfing everything around him. I'm willing to make a bet he's also enjoying the attention that garners him, especially the ones coming from the woman.
What an ass.
A single glance at him might know immediately that, one way or the other, if we ever bump into each other again, my day will effectively be ruined by some capacity. He also exudes that air. Exudes that air? That sort of make you want to run him over with a lorry and pass it off as a fortunate accident. With him, it's either want to punch him or let yourself be charmed. There's no in between. I'm glad to do the honor for myself. But alas, there are people around us. Now I'm stuck with having to face one of the two.
I shouldn't have volunteered.
At the time, helping out sounded like a good idea. I have no class left today until after lunch. I could have opted to stay with the teacher's lounge and work on my lesson plans, but that means being left alone with our deputy head and his chatter. He's a good man, but convinced he can talk anyone's ear off. So the moment an opportunity arose, I jumped on it. It's a simple task to boot. Just deliver a whole box of material and a few poster boards to the event. Maybe stay around to assist if time will allow it. I just wasn't expecting him to show up here, out of the frying pan into the fire. Had I known, I would have stayed to suffer through our deputy's impromptu speeches about his life crisis instead. But what is done is done. Going back is also out of the question. without expecting heavy load I'm carrying it is. I hate to lug this for a trip just because my pride can't take another second of interaction with the guy. He's insufferable, right? But I have my fair share of dealing with teens, more or less. The same temperament. I'll consider being younger than him, and they listen. If he wants to be difficult like last time, so be it. But he can bet his sorry English ass I'm not standing down. Left with no other choice, I brace myself and suck in the breath, muster every patience I have as I step into the hallway. My grip on the box tightened when I pulled it closer to me, in an attempt to assume a low-key air as I impulse towards the room. The box is not big enough to hide my face, even the stuff pile on top, but if all else fails, I can just hit him with it. Still, a small prayer forms in my head. If there's even one listening out there, please grant me enough restraint. Better yet, I hope he doesn't notice me at all. That'll definitely make my life easier. Seriously, how hard can it be? He's standing a few ways from the door, and there are plenty of people between us to use it for cover. If I'm careful, I can just go in, hit a stupid box whoever is in charge, forget every plan of staying longer than necessary, and sit back out as soon as I can. Easy as pie. But as luck would have it, the exact moment I reach for the door's threshold, someone barrels towards me. She latches onto my waist before topping a sudden commotion with a gleeful squeal.
I knew it's you!
The force of it nearly throws me off balance, sending an iron stack at the top of my tilting dangerous to the side. The child added weight to my wrist, pinning me on the spot and both my hands occupied. Watching is the only thing I'm able to do. The short second in between slows as everything gradually slides out off the box's small surface. Under different circumstances, this would have made a funny story some other time. Comical even. Dude, they speak a lot just to tell the event. Until another set of hands reaches out and steadily the poster is trying to take a nosedive right off the floor. Careful now, Daisy, don't make a mess there. Here, my entire body freezes. Upon hearing his voice alone, an irrational impulse to hit him immediately bubbles up. But before my limbs could catch up with what my brain's currently screaming at me, he moves to take the burden off my arms. Irritation gives way to surprise, then confusion. Is it the moment when instinct finally kicks in and I tug the box close to me before he can fully lift it off?
What are you doing?
What does it look like? You're surprisingly slow on the uptake for someone of your profession, aren't you? Bloody, doesn't this school have people for this kind of work? So much for being a center of academic excellence.
I'm going to ignore that slight to my alma mater and my work, because that's not what I'm trying to get at. You know what? Why don't we just rephrase that to something you'll easily understand? Why exactly are you doing this?
Well, you look like you could use a bit of help. Have you seen your face while you were heaving this around?
Mister, I'm pretty sure if there's ever a look on my face, it's entirely because I saw something extremely unpleasant this morning.
Aren't you a ball of sunshine today, Daisy? Having a bad day, aren't we?
Oh, you have no idea.
I'd put it away if I were you. You might scare the children.
You don't have to worry about that. This isn't my department. I was just asked to bring these. Anyway, I can handle this myself, mister. The room's just right over there. Behind you, in fact. Now, if you could please move over and make way, it would do the whole world some good.
Keeping my voice level throughout is a miracle itself, but regardless of how polite my request is, he doesn't budge. Did what I've just said merely flew over his head? Were my choices of words really that difficult to comprehend? Surely it shouldn't be that hard. I think he might be a little touched at the head. I'd like to ask him that, actually, but Kylie chooses that instant to pipe in.
Don't worry, Miss Pink. Tio's strong. You can leave this to him. My papa does it lots of times, but I'm not allowed to talk about it to anyone. Tio says it's confidential.
Confidential, Munchkin.
That's right. Tio's smart, isn't he, Miss Pink?
I guess. I'm still of the opinion that he's a piece of shite. But I must admit, his godfather excitement is contagious as always. A smile makes its way to my lips. She has yet to budge from her place. Though to be honest, I'm starting to lose some feelings on my stomach with how tightly she's wound her arms around it.
I'm sure he is, Kylie. But I'm also sure he'll find better use for it elsewhere.
Like helping you out.
Oh.
Well, that's one thing, but
You heard the kid.
no one's asking you.
You wound me, woman.
And I'm quite certain I can do more damage than that. Shall we give it a try? Again?
He pales, stammers for a bit, until he ultimately decides to against saying anything and settles for a brief show of discomfort instead. He's probably having flashback to the last time we met. His composure when he finally regains some of his bearings says it all. It's nothing short of hilarious if I do say so myself.
I'll have you know that threats never work on me, Daisy. Not in a million years, not ever.
You're assuming it's a threat. How cute.
That too. I'm not scared of you. Just because you landed a hit.
Do go on. Keep telling yourself that.
It was a fluke, you hear? I was caught off guard and your damn book left a dent. If I end up in a hospital because of what you did, I'm sending the chief of Luxburn Police after you, woman.
You don't say.
Just give me that bloody box.
He snatches out my arms before a single word protest takes my mouth and it quickly disappears behind the classroom. Not that it matters who brings it in now, my prior irritation has already melted into amusement. It's not so bad once you figure out how his temperament works. It's so almost similar to a child. Though I still have to ask.
Kylie, did your Tio eat something bad before coming here? He's unusually nice today.
A far-fetched idea, I know. But it's the only reason I can think of why this arsehole suddenly act like a decent human. He's quite frankly far from being. First and foremost, we didn't end our last meeting on a good note. If I were him, I'd avoid every person who put a dent on his skull, as so he aptly put it. Why is he acting friendly 2 days later?
He always is. But I made him promise to be extra nice to you since you helped me so much. I think you're gonna be great friends.
No. I quickly stopped the urge to groan loudly or gag at that. He's the last person I ever want to be chummy in this whole city, but Kylie doesn't need to know that.
Are you sure it's not something he ate during breakfast?
I gave him some jelly babies this morning.
The heck is a jelly baby? Jelly
Really
beans?
got me lots of them. Mama said I should share, so I offered half of it to Tio when he picked me up. He likes the black ones.
Oh, that's probably why he's weird. Jelly baby overdose.
He could have done everyone a favor and choke on them while he's at it.
Do you want some? I've got more. I couldn't find Melody or Takako this morning, but I'm sure they'll be fine sharing some of it with you.
No, I'm not really very fond of them. I was just asking. Oh, where's your mum, by the way?
Out of town with Papa.
An unexpected pain hits me at her words. The statement, though innocent enough, unearths a whole truck of memories from childhood. So eerily familiar. Nights spent eating dinners alone, the numbers of days coming home to an empty house growing with each passing year, and sometimes several Christmas Eves spent with relatives instead of my own family. It's too late to think about it now, but when I remember, the dull ache is still there. Familiar, though less by the years now. Besides me, Kylie takes a step back, having forgotten tired of clinging to me. There's nothing but cheer in her. She doesn't seem too affected by the fact. Although it makes me wonder how much of it is real, and how much is there to mask the loneliness, if there's even one. What a lucky child.
Weren't they informed of career day beforehand?
Yeah, I told them all about it. My mom was looking forward to it.
And they still left?
Uh-huh. It's important business, so it can't be helped. They promised to tell me about it when they come back tomorrow, though. Papa said he'll give me a gift if I behave. I've been a good girl, right, Miss Pink?
You always are. But they asked they asked your Tio to look after you? For this?
Nope, they didn't.
No? Then how?
It was supposed to be Tia. Mama likes her better than Tio, so she asked her, but she's sick and had to visit the doctor today.
What the heck's a Tio and Tia?
Oh, that's supposed to be a secret, by the way. Oh, but I think it's a bit confusing because Tio said she also went shopping. That's unfair. Don't you think so, Miss Pink? Mama doesn't allow me to go out when I'm sick. It's still okay, though, since Tio always buys me sweets before we go home. I'm gonna ask for a parfait today. Extra large. Don't doubt the Kako, okay?
Listen to her like this, it's easy to get a picture where Kylie's fondness for the guy comes from. She's far from the main child, unless you made a promise to her of some sort. She never forgets those. She'll make friends with anyone wherever she is. Buying her a few things and voila, you're settled. No wonder she's so attached to the man. The douche probably showers her with gifts whenever he can. I can't say the sentiments the same for the letter, however. He doesn't seem to be the type, and probably just does it for the sake of getting some peace and quiet whenever he's with a girl. Classic techniques.
But before that, I'm gonna show him to everyone first. It's gonna be great. No one else has a gazillionaire fairy godfather. Also, when I grow up, I'm gonna be exactly like him and marry someone really handsome.
Alright, Kylie, you need to pip down, girl. You need to take a step back and just...
Like Tia did. That way, I can be awesome too.
There's some sort of misguided logic in there, I'd like to correct. But before I can say my piece, douchebag steps in, fresh out of the commotion from the classroom behind us, and plows into the conversation with every subtlety racquetball has. No shite given, despite no one asking for his opinion.
Munchkin, sweetie, trust me. You don't have to marry someone for that to happen.
I don't?
Just do your thing, darling. I'm quite sure you can do great things on your own without lugging around extra baggage with you.
Tia married you.
Kylie drops a statement without any sort of preference. In the moment it lands, the douche finds himself grappling with the conversation.
Yeah, well, that's true, Munchkin, technically. But it's not the same thing.
A small frown creases at the girl's eyebrows as she's trying to comprehend her Tio's rather vague explanation. It's not surprising either when Luke tenses up under the child's questioning gaze. It's familiar. I've seen the same look a great deal of times before. On Ashton, whenever he's trying to say something he can't quite phrase. Another second passes before the douche moves, kneeling in front of Kylie and placed both hands on either side of her shoulder. Kinds of last word I will ever use to describe the man, but in this minute, there's a smile on the face I can't place, tendered by all means of someone as obnoxious as him. It's a curious thing to see, if not a bit odd.
Listen here, sweetie. Tia was already a great person before she met me.
She is? But I don't see her doing anything. She's always at home.
Not always, Munchkin. Did you know she's really good at numbers?
Oh, she's talking about Hannah.
You're good with them too. You helped me with my homework once.
Well, Tia's much, much better than me. She used to do maths with big numbers.
Oh, like millions?
No, gazillions. And she's really, really good at it. So much so that her dad let her manage anything that had to do with it. That was even before she met me, too.
Does that mean she's better than you?
Oh, leagues, Munchkin. Way, way better than I'll ever be.
For some reason, I don't think he's talking about his wife's mythical powers as his voice trails off. In fact, if I've not been paying close attention, I wouldn't have noticed the change in him. The slight shift in his smile, from one that's tender to something wistful, like remembering a memory he has always been fond of, but always kept it to himself. By the fleeting glance of it, a tiny, insignificant part of the world somehow also shifts. Opinions changing, impressions moving.
You know what? Why don't you ask Tia next time you have homework,
Okay, next time I'll ask her to help out.
See? No need to marry a good-for-nothing bloke.
Can I also tell her to not stay at home anymore? If Tia's good at it, I'm sure she can help you out too. And Papa. He computes a lot of numbers too. Tia can help him.
You go do that. I'm sure she'll love to hear it, Munchkin, even if it's been a while since.
Another silence from him. Then, without missing a beat, he turns to Kylie around and lightly pats on her shoulder. A gesture to end the conversation right here and there. Probably before he can say any other things he's never intended to say or the child is not meant to hear.
But off you go first. I think I saw your friend run off to the other classroom. The one with the pigtails? Go say hi to her. You still have those jelly babies to give her, yes?
All right. But wait for me, okay? I've got loads more to show you. They put up my drawing on the bulletin the other day. I'm gonna take you there later. I'll be back.
She disappeared behind a small crowd, none the wiser to the sudden change in mood around her. Luke strains as soon as she's gone. The expression on his face grows lesser kind now that there's no one to reassure. Despite that, a chuckle still escapes me. His head quickly snaps at me, an accusing glare clears his eyes. Although it's a less threatening now, considering what I had witnessed earlier. Funny how one person impression of someone can easily change with that minute detail.
Why are you laughing like that?
Don't mind me. I just saw something surprising today. Don't let it bother you.
Putting it like that won't make me any less inclined to ask. What is it, woman? If this is another one of your threats, I've already told you it isn't going to work on me. That good teacher act isn't going to fool anyone.
What makes you think it has to do with you? I could have just remembered something funny. Not everything in this world revolves around you, mister.
I am not daft, Daisy. It's on your face for all the world to see. Now, say it so we can be done with this stupid talk.
Allow another laugh. More to delay than to express any sort of amusement over the matter. In truth, I don't know where to start. One round move, one round word, I might have offended the men. She's childish enough when even okay. So honest observation. So I think okay. You're really good at handling her. Okay, let's see the over here.
You really think that?
Oh damn! Alright, so sorry guys. See? Oh, and then there is this. I hope she doesn't end up sleeping with them. Damn it. Alright, let's just do our best. Regardless how he reacts, it's not like I have an impact or anything between us. I have no plans of getting too friendly with the man, though he might have some good points. Emphasize on might. The best treatment I can hope myself to give him to stop thinking of him as a sleazy douchebag. Besides, after seeing that look on him, I figure someone like him could use a little compliment here and there. He probably doesn't get it much considering how much coarse his own language can get.
Can't you act a wee bit polite for even a second of your life? It won't kill you. You'll easily get answers that way, you know? Instead of demanding things from people like a temperamental man-child.
I'll be nice when I want to be, woman. Don't tell me what to do.
And here I was just thinking how you're doing a brilliant job as Kylie's guardian. Was I mistaken?
Was I mistaken? What? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Stop playing dumb. I hate to admit it, but you actually seem to be good with kids. Possibly even better than most of the teachers here. What do you know?
I expected him to just take it all in, blow his ego more, but even brag about it. But instead, what I got from him is a sound resembling a squirk. Or maybe that's him choking on his own pride. I can't tell above the hubbub surrounding us. But when I glanced at him, only a mortified expression on his face.
No.
No!
No? You should be proud of yourself. At least there's this one good thing about you. Isn't that nice to hear? Pretty sure not a lot of compliments get thrown around about you, knowing how you are.
There are a lot of good things about me, Daisy. My hair, for one. There's also my extraordinary good looks. Wax lyrical about those all you want. I'd be happy to hear it any day. Praise anything about me, but that.
What is so repulsive about it? Even Kylie likes you. Shouldn't that tell you anything about yourself?
Kylie is one kid, not even my own. Trust me, you do not want to see me bring a spawn of my own into this world. This will be an abomination.
Is that what you keep telling yourself?
Maybe. Is it any of your business?
No. But if I didn't know any better, I'd say this is because you yourself think you're a little piece of shite and somehow it'll pass on. It doesn't work like that, by the way.
The last remark just came out. That might be a silver of truth in it, but I shouldn't have phrased it like that. Even for my own standard, what kind of person I'm talking to, it's still quite rude. Apology is already in my throat, but the minute I open my mouth, all of what I prepared myself to say dissipates. Lost a moment in front of me, he has turned gaze outside, staring at some plane past the building blocking the view of the sky, equally lost in his thoughts. He's a vexing man under so many standards. However, in this moment, the morning light streamed from the window lent his feature a certain air, soft, less severe than what he often flaunts. I might as well be looking at a different man. There's a tender note in his voice when he finds it, the word murmured under his breath, not intended for anyone but himself. Nevertheless, it reaches my ear, unintentionally as it may be.
You're right. She deserves someone far better than me.
All that talk about self-worth makes some sense now. It isn't some profound knowledge that he pulled out his arse. It has come from because he's already been there, likely still stuck in the middle of it, preaching about how your own personal experience is easier as after. Less room for mistakes, more for those with self-loathing. What a complicated man. Just when you thought you already figured him out, he does one thing and says the other. People like him are most difficult to gauge, far harder to understand. Yet, it might be exactly for this reason why some are so easily charmed by him. It's the mystery that catches them, of wanting to find out what undergoes the bravado. I won't count myself among those, yet. His winning personality isn't exactly my cup of tea, but sometimes, once you got a glimpse of what's beyond that charisma, emphasizing with him, the man isn't much of a steep hill to climb. If the comfortable silence we now share tells anything, that is, perhaps this is a close friendship as we can get. Several insults flowing around with a few shared silence in between, and that's not exactly a bad thing. He is not exactly a bad guy either, despite the awkward start we had. Maybe it's for this reason that I can't resist throwing a little comment to lift his mood before leaving him.
You know, Luke, you're not such a bad person.
Is that supposed to make me feel better? I'm touched, Daisy.
Take it how you will, but a little attitude change would help. A lot.
Oh, bollocks. Right, of course. Let me know when you're done with your lecture, ma'am.
And you can probably start by not leaving your wife out while you're having some quality time with your goddaughter. Who knows? Maybe that'll help change how the child sees her.
Where did you even get the idea I'm leaving my wife out? Have you ever even met?
No, but I did see her with you two last time.
He sees a different expression quickly dissolve in a confused skull. Why admitted with matching perplexity. It has only been 2 days, surely his memory isn't that bad.
What? When was this?
At the cafe, after you left. She was sitting right beside you. Kylie was at the back and you were driving.
Oh shit.
Daisy, are you sure you haven't accidentally hit yourself with your own book? Because that damn thing's quite big, and I'm really getting worried about you. It has only been a few days, and concussions can be dangerous. I suggest you have that checked.
Well, you asked. I just answered. It's pretty rude to make her wait like that, by the way.
How can I make her wait when she's not even with us?
What?
It was just Kylie and I that night.
Now you're just pulling my leg.
Luke exhales, long and drawn out. His impatience rapidly changed the companionable air around us. In the face of it as tense, I accidentally stepped into another minefield. Any chat I've had with him so far has been like this. Why this still surprised me, escapes me. But above my worries of offending the man is my own bewilderment. I remember well enough to what I saw that night, yet he says something completely different.
Wifey was out with Kylie's mummy that night. She wasn't with us. How do you think I ended up on babysitting duty?
But in the front seat. And Kylie's...
Miss Pink!
Kylie's sob reached my ear first, and the familiar weight returned around my waist again. Hot tears seeping through my blouse as she buried her face in it, her arms wanningly tight around me. Luke and I briefly exchanged worried glances. His own lips shut tight with concern. Her cries softened enough not to attract much attention. Most of the visitors has been ushered inside the room by now, anyway. Those are still lingered, though. Watches our little group with great interest and concern. If I don't get a better handle of the situation, I have a feeling Luke will start yelling at everyone soon. Kneeling, I gently pulled the girl away from me, cupping her face and wiping her tears, creating a little trail on her cheeks. Her mouth is drawn in a miserable pout when she spears at me.
All right, Kylie, calm down. What happened?
It's my friend!
Oh, Kylie's so sweet.
That's a little too vague, Munchkin.
Let her speak, Luke. Who is it, Kylie? Melody? Or was it the other one?
Yeah.
Did the two of you fight?
She nods, then immediately comes right after, letting herself communicate the story instead, or as much as she's shaking her shoulder can tell me. Right behind me, Luke gives a nervous huff while he shifts on his feet. He must not used to handle children crying. What a wuss.
Sweetie, I won't be able to help you if you don't tell me what happened.
Seconds pass before she can respond again. The tears are already gone when she finally musters strength to talk, her cries subsiding to mere sniffles.
I wanted to give her the rest of the jelly babies, but she won't come out!
Where? Where is she?
In the little girl's room.
Is she still there?
Another nod.
I won't say what's wrong! I kept asking her, but she told me to go away! Career Day's going to start soon! I saw the prizes Miss Alice will give us for good! She's gonna miss it!
Is that what you told her?
Yeah, she won't listen! She won't even take the jelly babies! After I saved it for her, too! Luke wanted to eat the red ones, but I told him it's not for him! Miss Pink, can you talk to her? Tell her to come out, and I'm really upset with her.
Ah, just a little childish argument then. Times like this, I'm glad I teach teenagers mature enough for petty squabbles. I do love being children and won't mind having one or two of my own in the future, but it takes a whole different level of patience to teach several of them. I honestly admire my colleagues willing to take the challenge. Normally I leave this for their own homeroom teachers to fix it, but I can't just ignore the imploring look she shoots me. That's another weakness I have to steel myself against before I ever think having one of my own. For now, I give in.
Okay, tell me where she is, sweetie.
Sighing, I stand up and gesture for her to lead the way. Luke trails quiet behind us, even with a small distance between us. His apprehension is palpable, understandably so. No one wants to be caught in the middle of a child's spat, but at the end, it's all just part of my job. I just can't shy away from it, can I? Kylie escorts her to adjacent hall. At this hour, the corridor of the room lying to his side are empty, save for a gentle rustling of leaves, the twittering of birds outside, and the tapping of foot against the floor. The whole area stays eerily quiet. Not unusual though. This is the part of the building reserved for club activity at the end of school day, and with the rest of the school busy with another event, it's only natural for it to be this deserted. Come afternoon, right after class, it'll once again be filled with people. For the time being, I focus on the toilet on the far end, heading straight for it. Luke stays behind, opting to wait at the end for this drama instead, obviously not wanting to deal with another person's kid. Meanwhile, Kylie follows right after me, unusually silent as we approach the ladies' room. Sometime before we made a turn to East Hallway, she stopped sniffling, singing a tune behind her breath.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Probably a bracer become herself, or maybe this is her way of preparing to pull her friend out of the sulk. It certainly reminds me of another person. I make no remarks about it, however. It's all part of growing up, they say. Let her learn. The door slightly ajar, or hard when we get to it. From inside, the sobbing girl echoes weakly, barely audible even in this kind of hush. Turns out Kylie's not the one upset about this. Despite the situation, a smile formed my lips as I called to her friend.
Hello? Hello there? You're Kylie's friend, aren't you? Melody, is it? She's looking for you.
Children can be so amusing sometimes. Granted, they can be exasperating, especially around this age, but the endearing things about them outweighs those. All you need is enough love and
Career
patience.
day's about to start, too. You'll have to come out, or you're going to be really late for it. Miss Alice won't be happy if one of her kids isn't there. I heard she brought little gifts for everyone who'll be here. Don't you want to receive one?
However, her cries shows no sign of abating. They only grow louder. Not close to a wail. Alarming regardless.
Are you okay?
From where I'm standing, it sounds almost like she's in some kind of pain. And it's not impossible. They do that sometimes. I know the AOs will then feel a reprimand. If it's like that, calling her out might be useless. It also makes sense why she chose to move further from the classroom. Wasting no time, I gesture for Kylie to wait and impulse towards the door, calmly so I don't alarm her. At the same time, as this distinct a sense of deja vu hits me. I've been in this position before, behind a door with someone crying on the other side. My calls ignore as their cries grow into a wail. Just this past week, actually. Even so, being in the same situation before doesn't bring any comfort. I'm pulling out my child beside me. It's a thick undercurrent of worrying trickling into my stomach. Take one last breath and nudge the door open. It all happens in a span of a second. I don't make it past 2 steps in a room. Her cries abruptly stopped. Light footsteps shout behind me, come to a halt at the door. My heart skips a beat when I return.
Kylie?
Okay, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Miss Pink? Miss Pink? Why didn't you help her?
I don't know. My whole body becomes motionless at the sight of her, words catching my throat and heart pounding rapidly against my chest. This is Kylie, I'm sure of it. Yet nothing in the manner she speaks, the way she tilts her head in the question, carries the youthful, innocent vibe she always brings with her. I see I'm looking at the dead, howling imitation of the child.
Can't you hear her? She's asking for your help.
But it's not those that trigger the memory, it's those chilling eyes, calling, beckoning.
Why won't you listen to her?
I don't know. All at once, memory returns to me. A tide of receding now returns to shore with overwhelming force, carrying image of a single moment from days ago, of a word passing by the blur in the features I can barely discern under the little light there was. Not even a week has passed. In this minute, while I keep my eyes trained on the child before me, they return with such unbearable clarity. There's no horror wounds this time. No blood streaming down the pale face, thank heavens. Just lips contorted into a small, twisted smile. They bring with the venom I never expect to see in a child, sending tiny pinpricks of dread crawling up my limbs and wind up my neck. You're a bad person. Why can't you voice act this? You're a bad person. People like you deserve to die. I can't breathe. Those whispers of laughter again, judging, mocking, taunting. Each scathing word ringing sharp and true against my ears. My throat closes in. My whole body tenses. A chill settles at the tip of my fingers. Every digit gone rigid from the cold. With every single draw breath, any struggle for the air of freedom, the coil wraps around my body tightness, dragging me down. The gradual tortures descend into another bottomless abyss. On and on until I lose touch of myself in the world.
Help me.
The hell? Until darkness claimed me and expecting a note. In the distance, harshly pierced, cutting through the thick, spouting shatter in the haze without warning.
Are you ladies done with your business here? I don't have all morning to wait for you two.
My eye snaps open, and the world shifts into a place with a rig gasp. When I glance up, a different set of eyes greets me.
Are you okay, Miss Pink?
Okay, so she's gonna be okay. And quite frankly, I'm running out of time because my folks are telling me to stop. Because they needed me somehow. But let's look at the relationship. We're doing good. The branching tree. Oh, look at how much stuff I've skipped. I mean, not skip, but because of the good path, I guess. Alright, so we're right here. We good at handling her. Alright, so we're here. We still got this much to go, and that's only okay. So it's gonna be like maybe 3 episodes, 3 more hours of this. So thank you guys very much for very much for watching me talking about nonsense. I know there's a lot of better speakers than I am, but really thank you guys for watching my videos and hear me talk. And I really should try to get through the comments earlier. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys, and thank you again.